Everyone wants not just more, but seems to want it all. But before you can create a limitless life, you must first master your current limitations, which of course you have put on yourself. For your limitations are your own perceived limitations, although yet likely bestowed upon you unwillingly and through society's cultural programming. So today, I will discuss with you the possibility of you creating a life for yourself that will undoubtedly make you rich and abundant beyond comprehension. Only, of course, if that is what you desire. And you can begin to bear fruit in as little as 6 months, if not right now. Let's go to step 1. Accepting that you are in a state of inertia, which can be defined as the following: an object at rest or in motion that will stay that way unless acted upon by a net external force or an unbalanced force. Right? To describe your current life and reality in my IT world, we would describe that as a steady state. You are as you are, and you're just running and essentially operating. If you could think about your iPhone, and for me, I'm an iPhone user. Yes, it has evolved physically over the years, but what about the operating system? And I know we're on version 17 dot whatever, maybe even 18, I don't know. But if you've always been an iPhone user, what has really changed about it? The nuances, experience, and the interface have pretty much been the same, save for a few updates for just about ever. Now, how does that apply to you? What's the math, and how do I make it make sense? If you're like me, then you pretty much have been on this steady state for decades and will continue being so without an intervention, which is why you are here. And this is important to your identity and your life, because any change to that provokes your identity's survival instinct via your mind, body, and spirit, which is essentially how you interpret life. And we all know how that feels. That is very scary. And this ultimately manifests itself into you proceeding with going to a job you can't stand day after day, being with a partner you divorce on a daily basis, overeating constantly, judging, criticizing, and identifying outside of yourself, because that is essentially what you have always done. Steady state, as is, and worse. Any change to that, as it is worth restating, is a perceived threat to your identity, your livelihood, which can also be defined as your operating system, programmed by who, which then sends off protective security measures in the form of doubt, uncertainty, and fear. Essentially, as you think about making a change, your mind, your body, and spirit are like, what are you doing to us? Because what is even more insanely crazy to me is that unconsciously, and again, likely unwillingly, you have learned to enjoy living like this, which, if it wasn't clear, includes by definition going to a job you don't like, arguing daily, despising how you are living. There's a saying that goes, some people aren't happy unless they are unhappy. And I know you know, people who are habitually unhappy walk around with a face constantly complaining, and your consciousness, your being, your energy, your levels of dopamine, essentially your pleasure reward systems that make you feel good about what you're doing, have been trained to accept this life as it is. Unhappy, resting-faced, restricted, limited, and complaining. And if that is truly how you want to proceed, I certainly can't help you. If you don't, then I will share how I became insanely rich in my life. Step 2, accept full control of you. I began to fully identify with myself, nothing outside of me, which also includes my family, profession, etc. My identity is me and how I feel. I have a mind that thinks thought. Those are mine. I have a body that functions both with internal and external things. Those are mine. I have a spirit, likely full of desire, dreams, and imagination. Mine. Anything outside of that, anything, anyone, anything, I can't truly influence or control. And if that is true, I knew I needed a routine of time dedicated to just me. What does this mean? You need alone time to work deeply on yourself. And this can manifest itself into a cliche term, or I should say a formal term of a deep work routine. But a lot of us just need to start without any other intention than to be better than who we currently are in our steady state. And if you do have full control over mind, body, and spirit, and let's assume you don't really know what type of business, career, or earner you want to be or might be good. For example, I didn't know I wanted to create a podcast and help coach people when I started my journey. I was good with my 9 to 5. My career arc was healthy, according to general success metrics, around growth and compensation. Point being, to change your life drastically in very little time, you don't necessarily need a career change, want to be a business owner, starter, or entrepreneur. If that is, great. If not, great. The 9 to 5 is perfectly fine. The main emphasis here is that you absolutely have control over optimizing you, mind, body, spirit. All else absolutely will follow. So now that I know I have full control over myself and just self, I don't want to be in steady state. Step 3 is identifying how to optimize myself. Let's start with the mind. It's my mind. I can choose to educate it. If limiting thoughts create limited lifestyles, what exactly am I, you, or we, or why am I, you, or we limited? The easiest answer is your lack of education, lack of knowledge, lack of wisdom, and clearly we pay a lot for that. Creating a routine of learning something new or expanding upon recent learnings daily, as in every day, towards possible mastery was key for me. The easiest education route that made the most sense? Self-improvement. Why? I have control over myself, so may as well learn what I can to educate myself on how self works. That led me to consciousness, which is truly everything, in my opinion, to allow you to reach your full potential. More on that later. The body. Working out became a non-negotiable, and it could be anything from 20,000 steps a day to running 3 to 5 miles daily, incorporating HIITs, which are high-intensity routines, weightlifting, maybe a combination of all this. Whatever you can do to punish your body ultimately results in a healthier lifestyle. And it also makes you feel better emotionally when you feel better physically. Most importantly to me, you learn to better control the flesh, which is your body, with your mind when you commit to focusing on improving it. It allows for that natural connection between the two, mind and body, which is needed to expand yourself. And it's worth saying again, it just feels good, really good, to know that you are in shape. Spirit, for me, spirit aligns with spirituality and ultimately God. And at minimum, deepening your faith in yourself, for yourself, towards God creates values and belief systems that better challenge your intention in life. I'll say it this way for me. What I believe to be God, universe, and spirit, all taught to me from Sunday schools onward up until my 40s, has nothing to do with what I believe in anymore specific to God. And what God, spirituality, and universe means for me is the possibility that love is the greatest solution to all. I know you've heard that. Practicing is much different. And if I can learn to lean on love within with the utmost faith and belief, then I can add my full loving self, mind, body, and spirit to every equation I'm involved in, relationships, business, community, etc. And in doing so, I have full control of how I contribute to collective consciousness and thereby full control of my life experiences in all phases. Now we go to step 4. You have to create time. And if you're like me, then you've never had time. You're a parent, you work 9 to 5, you have to sleep 8 hours. And well, when is this time going to come in for me? Natural. So here's my 9 to 5 routine before I started my channel. For better or worse, take it as it is. 4 a.m. Yes, it's early. Feels great though. I wake up. Prayer, meditation, and hydration. 4:30, I read a book, usually about improving myself. 5 a.m., cardio, go outside, it's amazing. 5:30, I lift. 7 a.m., make sure my daughter and my son are awake. 7:05, I start to make breakfast for both of my kids. 7:50, drive them to school. 8:05, I walk the dog. 8:15, shit, shower, and shave. 8:45, I log into work. Yes, I work remotely. That's how it is for me. 5 p.m., log off and do ancillary chores. Dishes, garbage, I walk the dog again. 5:30, start dinner. Handle other ancillary, undefinable things that come with being a husband and a father of 2 children, like cleaning up spills, dealing with sibling rivalries, texting or talking to my wife, who is usually commuting if she's not home already. At 7 p.m., we all eat dinner. 7:30, I clean up the table and I talk to my wife. 8 p.m., I walk the dog. 8:10, I begin the evening preparations to get the children ready for bed. They usually smell really bad by this time. Showers, iron clothes, late night snacks, more sibling rivalries, and undefinable things that come with being a husband and father of 2 children. 9 o'clock, 9 p.m., sleep, non-negotiable, period, full stop. That is it. That is my life every single day, almost to the word. And if that sounds boring, if it sounds too isolated, notice I didn't mention anything about socializing, social mediaing, or Netflixing. And that's cool. It's not for you. I get it. But if it sounds somewhat intriguing, I will share this as far as the wisdom I have gained. When your day is scripted, detailed, and outlined, your emotions, which are so important to life, shift to the script. You will love and enjoy working on yourself, mind, body, and spirit. It feels amazing. However you define to do so, because that is your God-given gift. Emotions, thoughts, consciousness, and free will. It's you. Take care of you. Now, you don't and really shouldn't follow explicitly everything that I do. Rather, you should focus on creating the time. And again, if you insist that you don't have time, then it will always be true, and I won't fight you on it. Just accept that if you don't have the time, then you will never have a different life experience, also known as a future, because how would that be possible? You don't have time. The final nugget on why I believe so strongly that this will change your life and is super amazing, and every superlative available in the law of language, and in doing this for 6 months will put you in a new flow and create a routine of constant evolution. How? Because you are constantly giving yourself time to focus on who you want to become, a version only you can see, and therefore is by definition a never-ending, blissful process. You can change right here, right now, that quickly. In the same way you can think of a scene or a version of yourself that provides immediate joy and pleasure in your heart, whatever that is the same way you can immediately embody the person you wish to become. There's nothing stopping you today from feeling as the person you want to feel like. If you go for a run today, then today, as of today, you are a runner. If you lift today, then as of today, you are a lifter. If you write out your thoughts and ideas today and right now, you're a writer. And on and on and on across whatever you see. Meaning, you can act today and right now as if you were who you will be in 6 months. And watch that carry over into a lifetime of infiniteness and never-ending depth of love and joy. Or you can continue as you are now, whatever that means. Change your mind, change your life. I am who I say I am. Stay rich.